Hey, it's Alan Berg. Before we get into this episode, I'm starting something called Ask Me Anything. That's right. You submit your questions and they could become an entire episode or something that I answer at the end of an episode. To submit your questions, look for the red button at podcast.alanberg.com. That's right, podcast.alanberg.com. Click on the red button, submit your question, and maybe you'll hear it here on the podcast. Thanks. Don't make resolutions. Just take actions. Listen to this episode. See where I'm going. Welcome to another episode of the Wedding Business Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, Alan Berg. I'm a speaker, author, sales trainer, website reviewer, and I help businesses like yours sell more, profit more, and have more fun doing it. Enjoy this episode. Hey, it's Alan Berg. Welcome back to another episode of the Wedding Business Solutions Podcast. Happy New Year. It is January 1st, 2025. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying 2025 already. And this is the time of year. Hopefully you're not too hungover when you're listening to this, or you weren't overserved, as a woman in Texas once told me. She never drinks too much. She's just occasionally overserved. Hopefully you weren't overserved too much. Maybe a little hair of the dog if you were. But let's think about this. Resolutions, right? The idea of resolutions. We wait until a certain day of the year to say that we're going to do certain things, and then maybe we don't do them. It really comes down to taking actions. And it also comes down to being specific about what you want to achieve and what the things it will take to get there, and realizing you can't do everything. I wrote about this in my book, Your Attitude for Success, how in 2007, when I joined the National Speakers Association, I went to my first conference, and some of you have experienced this. It's like drinking from a fire hose, just so much good information. You're taking notes and taking notes and taking notes, and oh, so much good stuff. And then you look back and it's just so much there. Where do I start? And the president of the association, on the last day of this 2.5-day conference of drinking from a fire hose, said to us, go back, take a look at your notes, and write down all the good ideas. Rewrite that list now, because you did this in a different order, right? So write this list out and then put it in the order of that you think it'll have the most impact on your business or your life. And then again, in priority order, right? First, most important, second most important, so forth. And then just keep the first three things and physically get rid of the rest of the list, because you can't do it all. And then work on those three things, because they're not really three things. Each of those things gets broken down into other things. And I took that to heart. Again, whatever pitcher of Kool-Aid he was serving, I just drank that whole pitcher. And I said, that's what I'm going to do. And I went back to my office and I erased my whiteboard. I took a picture of it first, but I erased it. And the funny thing is, years later, I tried to find that picture because I wanted to use it in a presentation to talk about that. And I couldn't find it because I never looked at it, because I started working on those three things instead of the 35 things that were on that whiteboard. I have accomplished so much more by having that short, I call it my to-do list versus my today list, right? My to-do list of those big picture things. And if you think about resolutions now, what are the 1, 2, or 3 things that you really want to accomplish? And maybe you need to let go of some of the things that are just sucking time away from you, that they're not important anymore. Doing these is not as important as these other things. So when I'm trying to write a new book, right? If I'm doing that, so I just published my book with Brian Lawrence, From Browsing to Booking, that was on that list. Learning a language, in my case, French, every day. So today was 1,450 days of French lessons. Every day I've done at least one lesson for 1,450 days. That was on the list, right? And then there'll be a third thing that'll be on that list that I want to do. And it could be something with my business. It could be something in life, but something else I want to do. And then there are the less important things. So I do French every morning, but then at night, if I have time, sometimes watching TV with one AirPod in my ear, and I'll be doing Dutch because we're going to Amsterdam on a cruise. And even though I know everybody speaks English there, I thought, it's just like when I learned Spanish, it's respectful if I can speak at least a little bit of your language when I come to your country. I don't do it every day, but I do it enough that by the time August comes around, I'll have enough Dutch that I'll be able to say something to someone. And fortunately, some of the words are close enough, like hello is hallo and sorry is sorry. So that's easy. I'll be able to do that. But coming back to your resolutions, if your resolution is to lose weight, I'm just going to throw that out there. A lot of people do that, or to get fit. put those on your list and say, okay, what do I need to do to make those a priority? So for me, every morning I'm going to do Duolingo French because that is a priority. And they've gamified it so that little green owl is going to goad me. If I don't, it's going to pop up and say, don't lose your streak, Alan. And I sometimes just go in and do one quick lesson just so I keep that streak. And other days I will do 5, 10 lessons. Sometimes when I'm traveling, I'll do them on the plane, do them in the airport. I will do even more than that. And I'm just keeping that streak alive. So how do you keep your streak alive? What do you need to do? And be realistic with yourself, right? You want to be realistic. If you're going to work out and you've never worked out before, ease your way into that, or you're going to hurt yourself and then you won't be able to work out. But also say, what can I do based upon my schedule, based upon what's realistic for me? And then it's not a competition with somebody else. Right now, you might have a workout buddy. That's even better. You can get there with a workout buddy. I have buddies in my Duolingo. I'm connected with other people that I know, including friends, including relatives, including my son, my grandson. Right, we can encourage each other with that to keep going. Right, what are you trying to accomplish? I've had a lot of people want to write a book, and I just had a conversation with somebody the other day about writing a book, and I told them, don't write a book, write words. Editing turns the words into a book. And my 11th book is out now. And I've had people say to me, I've been thinking about writing a book. I said, that's the difference. You've been thinking about writing a book. I wrote a book, right? And then I wrote another one and another one and another one because I just wrote words. I learned to just write words. And then the editing. That latest book that I did with Brian, I actually cut out probably 5 or 6 chapters that I wrote that I said, you know what? I don't think they're appropriate for this book, or maybe they're too close to some other chapters, or for whatever reason, I said, they don't need to be in here. That's the editing process. Will those words ever see the light of day? I don't know. Maybe not. Doesn't matter because the book is out. So another philosophy that I have is I'm never trying to be the best that I can be at anything. I want to be better than I was the last time. Every time. So can you do one more sit up or pull up or push up or curl or whatever at the gym? Can you write a little bit more today than you did the last time, right? What can you do that's a little bit different if you're trying to change your eating habits? Because they say that dieting is not good. Dieting is a temporary thing, right? Changing the way you eat. Can you eat 10% less at this meal? Right? Can you push away and say, I'm done, not finishing, right? That's just making a little step. And then just do that a little bit consistently. Consistency is the key. Resolutions, the concept of them, I don't like. But if you're trying to accomplish something, you can do that. But you just have to make it realistic and break it down. So that's my 3 things on my list. That's going to help me because 3 things on my list is going to say, okay, I can accomplish these if I break this down into other pieces, such as writing a book. Can I write some words today? Not can I write a book today? Right? Can I edit some words today? Can I change something on my website today? Can I follow up one more time than I have been today? What's your resolution? Turn that into a habit. It takes at least 30 days to become a habit, right? The gyms love for you to sign up and not come, right? They count on that because if everybody who was a member showed up, they don't have enough room or equipment. So they're counting on you not coming. So is that what you want to do? Be the one that shows up and let other people not come. Right? You have that treadmill. It's not a place to hang your clothes. It's a place to work out. So what can you do to change the idea of a resolution from a temporary thing I'm likely to fail at to something I'm likely to succeed because I can achieve it because I've made it a realistic thing and then I can build upon that. So just my New Year's thoughts for you. I wish you a happy, healthy, prosperous new year. I look forward to seeing you at events, letting me know on the Ask Me Anything on my podcast.alanberg.com, any suggestions for the podcast or guests, and any way that I can help you out in terms of your business with consulting or converting more leads or sales training or speaking for your organization. Let me know. Happy New Year. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Wedding Business Solutions podcast. If you liked it, please subscribe to this channel and post a review on your chosen platform, Apple Podcasts or whichever one. If you have any questions about anything in this episode or any of my episodes, email me directly at alan@weddingbusinesssolutions.com or visit my website, alanberg.com. alanberg.com. If you have any suggestions for future topics or guests that you'd like to see, please again, email me or visit my website. Thanks for listening.